Hey guys, Curtis here from Tailgaters. Gonna do the Tailgaters tip of the day, number 3. So number 2 was yesterday, obviously. And before I get to 3, I just wanted to clarify one thing. Yannette Toronto, she had mentioned to me, she was curious about the aiming part of it. I didn't get too much into exactly where to hit. So as I said yesterday, it is a feel thing, so you need to practice, you need to find exactly. But I will say one thing. This is meant for if it's just a hair off of it. The further out it is, then you really have to aim and cut it backwards. What I was trying to say yesterday is if you find yourself straight in and it's just off the rail, it's way easier than you think. So don't get intimidated. Wow, I'm straight on and I gotta get over here. It's actually very easy. It's pretty much just as far down here. It's just before. It's hard to go to almost under it. So you just play with it a few times, but really, I'm just gonna roll this, no right, no left. And you're gonna see how that just naturally rolls through. If you wanted to draw it, you still could. If you wanted to put right and left spin on the cue ball, it all still works. The draw component would be, let's say, for example, same idea, I'm hitting just before. I don't want to hit high because then it'll clip it. It's just a matter of practicing a few times. If I draw this, so it's the same thing, it'll hit here, and when it comes here, the draw or the slide will come across. So you can slide it as long as you hit the rail just before. That's the key. It's tricking yourself into believing that you don't need to hit it that high. See? It's a lot easier. It's just before the rail, but I want you to practice it for 5 minutes and you'll get the feel of it. So transitioning into tip of the day 3 is one rail kick shots. So let's say I wanted to hit the 8 ball here and you're hooked. It doesn't matter where it is. That's the neat thing about this. So let's say, for example, I'm here and that's there. I need to hit the 8. Where on here do I hit there? So this works anywhere on the table. You can do it with the cue ball or the object ball that you want to hit. The distance between the ball you want to hit, so half the distance between that and the rail you want to hit, you double it. Double the distance system is what it's called. Right there is the point in time. You just line it up with the cue ball. You could do it the other way too. I just like to do the one that's closer. You could double the distance between this and then do the reverse and find out where you want to hit. It would be the same point. I just choose the ball that is closer because it's easier to mark this. So the distance between here and the rail you want to hit, you double it. This is however you want to do this. I just simply do this, shift over. So I can see that roughly right around this diamond I'm shooting. So you always pick the point just on the rail, not here. So roughly around here, I'm going to hit that. So you can play with that. Obviously, if you don't hit right or left spin. So I know that if I'm hitting here, I'm going to hit that ball. So what I do is step into the shot and a nice normal pace. I'm going to hit that ball. So you can even play with it. Let's say I wanted to make that. This is where the pros might say, okay, here I'm going to hit it every time, but if I just go down a bit, I'm risking not hitting it, but I got a better chance of making it because I'm just going to go lower to try and hit the rail first. So maybe I make the ball that way, right? So that's something that you can really work on. One last thing I'm going to tell you about is when you do kick shots, this is something that most players watch around do not do. If you are hooked and you want to kick the ball, remember, you still need to do, in fact, it's even more important, all your fundamentals. Here's where people go wrong. They're hooked, and now all of a sudden they don't line up their shot, they don't stay down, they don't follow through, they just kind of swing at it. But it's important, if you know where to hit this ball, that if you find a spot, that's great, that's step 1. Now you've got to hit it without putting right and left spin on it. You have to hit this ball with exact, so basically I have to do my same shot. I don't rush it. I would go exactly, okay, step in, and I'm still gonna stay down, right? So again, this is an important part that a lot of people, when you find yourself hooked, find the spot, commit to it, follow through and stay still until contact, like you would. If you find yourself doing that, you visualize it and you stay still, you'll find yourself making the hits much more often, okay? So that's called the double the distance system. If you have any questions, feel free to message me, or when we open on the 21st, come up to me, ask me any of these tips. These are meant, if you want them explained more, feel free to come up to me. I'm trying to give you as much knowledge between now and then, and these are little things you can play with. Double the distance system. It works on any one rail kick shot, okay? If you want to go to tailgatersproshop.com, I have a bunch of other stuff. If you're interested, we're starting to build that brand as well. Thanks, and I'll be back tomorrow with tip of the day 4.